All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from the Bullring at Las Vegas. Ed Sr. and Joe Lux on the front row. Ryan McDaniel and Andrew Thornton have the second row. John Barry, Zach Mead on the third row. And the Maniac rounds out the field. Pace car leads them around. Ed Sr. at the front. Everybody stacked up, ready to go. I think I'm right in saying this is the first race this season, or the first Monday night rather, that we have seen two different tracks. As the tour mods go to IRP after this, that'll be one heck of a show. But now it's time for the legends to duke it out here at the Bullring. All right, pace car dives in. Ed Sr., Joe Lux up front. Here they come through 3 and 4. The green flag flies. They are underway at the Bullring. Oh, looks like Senior went a little too deep there. 5 wide coming out of turn 2. Now down to 4 wide, which somehow seems more sane. Ryan McDaniel shoots to the lead. The Maniac now to second. John Barry up to third. Ryan McDaniel does have a couple of heat wins this season. Can he do it again here tonight? Ed Sr. has had a problem back behind, as now Moniak has Matt Barry and Zach Mead on his bumper. Joe Lux has had a problem. He has towed it in. Ryan was pulling away, but lost some time coming through 3 and 4. The Maniac now back to his bumper. Zach Mead now in third, John Barry in fourth. Andrew Thornton has slipped way back into fifth. Ed Sr. still going in sixth. Joe Lux on pit road. And here we go, the Maniac for the lead. Ryan definitely not gonna, oh, Ryan gets loose, gets into Mead. And Matt Moniak now takes the lead. And Andrew Thornton avoids the chaos. He is up to second, closing the gap on the leader. Whoa, Thornton very close to the wall, coming out of turn 4 that time. With 2 laps left to go. Coming through 3 and 4, they will see the white flag this time. One more time around. Moniak has the lead, but Thornton is right on his bumper. They send it down into turn 3. Thornton right there, but can't get enough. Matt Moniak wins Heat 1. Well, that was definitely an eventful Heat 1. Could it be a sign of things to come in the feature? On to Heat number 2. Austin Ruskoff, Timmy Martin on the front row, David Lux, Brian Hewitt at the second row, Mark Dantuma and Edmund Jones round out the field. This is only Austin Ruskoff's second start in the Legends cars this season. So far, it has been a good night to get him starting up front for Heat 2. Now the question is, can he hold on to it? They get the signal one more time around. They will go green next time by. All right, pace car dives in. Here they come through 3 and 4. The green flag flies for Heat 2. Off into turn 1, much tighter this time. Austin now in the middle, 3 wide. David Lux looks low, 4 wide into turn 3. Brian Hewitt gets shoved up the track a little bit. David Lux maintains the lead. Austin Ruskoff battling with Mark Dantuma for second. Dantuma's going to take it. Edmund Jones comes through. Timmy Martin is around out of turn 2. Edmund Jones right on Dantuma's back bumper. Austin now slipping back to 4th. Brian Hewitt in 5th. David Lux has the lead, but Edmund underneath Dantuma. Edmund Jones now to 2nd. David Lux also has several heat wins and a feature win this season. Could he repeat here tonight? 4 laps to go. David Lux still out front. Mark Dantuma still lingering right on Edmund's bumper. Brian Hewitt now up into 4th. And we've got a battle for 2nd. This is exactly what Lux wants to see. Mark Dantuma clears underneath to take 2nd. Lux opening up a bit of a gap. And Edmund Jones is going to look back underneath Mark Dantuma. And Edmund takes it out of 4 as they get the white flag. One more time around for David Lux, and he has a 1-second lead. He just needs to keep it pointed the right way. Through 3 and 4, David Lux wins Heat 2. And David Lux has been on a bit of a tear this season. Hey, good evening, Brandon. All right, here we go with the feature from the Bullring. Kendrick Cryer and Austin Edwards have the front row. Matt Moniak, David Lux on the 2nd. Andrew Thornton and Edmund Jones on the 3rd. John Berry, Mark Dantuma have the 4th row. Zach Mead and Brian Hewitt rounding out the top 10. Ryan McDaniel starts in 11th next to Austin Ruskoff in 12th. Ed Sr. in 13th. Timmy Martin in 14th. And Joe Lux rounding out the 15-car field here at the Bullring. Don't forget, folks, after the feature, don't go anywhere, because they'll hop a jet to Indianapolis and we will be at IRP in the Tour Mods. Kendrick and Austin wiggling those cars around, getting some heat into those tires and keeping them clean. As we saw in Heat 1, that first lap could be a deciding factor. All right, pace car dives to pit road. Here they come through 3 and 4. The green flag flies again, and they're back underway for the feature here at the Bullring. And already some 3 wide back behind. Brian Hewitt, Austin Roscoff have both had problems behind, no caution yet. Kendrick Cryer quickly to the lead, Austin Edwards on his bumper. Oh, Matt Moniak has a problem, he quickly recovers, but he drops all the way to 7th. And let's see if we can take a quick look at what happened with Brian Hewitt and Austin Roscoff. Here they come off the start. Hewitt in the 25 up top gets deep into turn 1. Austin tries to go to the high side but bounces around. Ouch. And speaking of Austin, the other Austin, Austin Edwards, has just taken the lead from Kendrick Cryer. And the caution is out for the first time. Mark Dantuma involved. All right, there's Mark in the 57. Just gets loose right in front of half the field. Ed Sr. has to lock up the brakes, but everybody makes it by unscathed. Austin Edwards has the lead. Kendrick Cryer in second. David Lux in third. Andrew Thornton in fourth. Zach Mead in fifth. Matt Moniak, John Berry, Edmund Jones, Ryan McDaniel, and Timmy Martin round out the top 10. Lights go out on the pace car and... Hey, good evening, Tina. What do you say we listen to these little engines scream on the restart when the green flag drops? I'm going to shut up and let you guys crank it up. Here we go, green flag. Crank it up, y'all. Those little engines do make a big racket. Kendrick Cryer takes the lead on the restart. Andrew Thornton, though, back in fourth, does have the fastest lap so far. And then Austin Edwards, this time by, beats that lap time. And Joe Lux had a problem on the restart. Let's see what happened to Joe there in the blue and green car. Oh, Ed Sr. checks up into turn 1. Joe had nowhere to go, and Hewitt has had a problem. Brian Hewitt sends it down into turn 1. He gets down on those rumble strips on the inside, and it just sends the little car around. That could put the leaders in lap traffic sooner than expected. Kendrick still right on Austin's bumper. David Lux in third, Andrew Thornton in fourth. Matt Moniak has recovered from his earlier incident. He is now up into fifth. Edmund Jones into sixth. Zach Mead in seventh. Ryan McDaniel in eighth. Timmy Martin is on the move. He is up into ninth. But he has Mark Dantuma in 10th on his bumper, and Dantuma is looking. Mark gets a run underneath out of turn 4. Through 1 and 2 underneath, looks like almost clear. He finally clears into turn 3. Meanwhile, up front, Kendrick Cryer is taking the lead back for the moment. Austin, though, still setting the fastest laps out there. David Lux still holds on to third. Andrew, oh, what? Austin got a little squirrely, and Ryan McDaniel has had a problem behind. There's Ryan going off into turn 1. Looked a little slow coming out of 2 and just snaps loose. He did get it recovered and gets going again. Kendrick Cryer still leading this, but lap traffic is ahead. And several lap cars that have been involved in early incidents up ahead are going to come into play for the leaders. David Lux still within striking distance, as is Andrew Thornton, as we hit the halfway point. Austin tried to capitalize on the lap car, couldn't do it. But this next group they're about to catch, all of them battling for position. Not likely to be as easy to get by these guys. And David Lux is looking under Kendrick Cryer for second. Austin Edwards has reclaimed the lead for the moment. Oh, Lutz goes up the track in 1 and 2. Kendrick back under. Andrew Thornton now trying to peek underneath David Lutz to take third. Austin Edwards now into that heavy lap traffic as he comes by Joe Lux. Ryan McDaniel just ahead. Andrew Thornton now up into third. Oh, a little bobble out of 2 for Thornton. Lux couldn't capitalize. Kendrick Cryer currently in second, losing a little bit of ground to the leader. Edmund Jones has made his way to 5th and is closing in on the 2 cars ahead. Matt Moniak slips back into 6th. Zach Mead now up into 7th. Mark Dantuma also moving forward up into 8th. Kendrick Cryer starting to close back in on Austin, as Ryan McDaniel has had another problem back behind. He has taken it to pit. Nope, he has not taken it in. There's Ryan coming out of turn 2 a little bit high. The back end just steps out and he goes around. Austin Edwards still holds the lead with Kendrick in 2nd, Thornton in 3rd, Lux in 4th, Edmund Jones still closing in on Lux and Thornton. Meanwhile, Austin Edwards, Kendrick Cryer are pulling away from 3rd place, Andrew Thornton. The Maniac back in 6th, about 2 seconds behind Edmund. Zach Mead in 7th is closing in on Matt. Mark Dantuma in 8th, about 2.5 seconds back. He is closing in. But he also has Austin Ruskoff and Timmy Martin right on his bumper. As Ryan McDaniel has had a problem and gone to pit road. There's Ryan coming down the back straightaway into turn 3, trying to stay out of the lead lap cars away, and just snaps around. Austin Edwards has started to open up a gap on Cryer. Andrew Thornton in 3rd, losing ground on the top 2, still has Lux on his bumper. Edmund Jones now about 1.5 seconds back. Moniak in 6th, Zach Mead in 7th has lost some ground. Now Dantuma right on his bumper with Austin Ruskoff and Timmy Martin. John Berry slipping back into 11th, Brian Hewitt in 12th, and Joe Lux in 13th. Kendrick about a half second back as we've got a battle for 3rd. Lux is underneath Andrew Thornton, and David Lux now to 3rd. I think they both kissed the wall. Andrew Thornton, David Lux going back and forth for 3rd at the moment. Kendrick Cryer is closing just a little bit on Austin, but 4 laps to go. He may not have enough time. And here we go. 3 laps to go for Austin Edwards. The lap car of John Berry slowed him down. Kendrick Cryer is reeling him in quickly again. Andrew Thornton still holds on to 3rd as Austin gets 2 to go. The Maniac has had a problem. Through 3 and 4 they come, and the white flag flies one more time around for Austin Edwards. Can he hold off the charge from Kendrick Cryer? Cryer's going to have to send it deep into 3. He does! What a send! It's not enough! Austin Edwards wins at the Bullring. Kendrick Cryer comes home a very close second. Andrew Thornton holds on for third. And let's see what happened to the Maniac in the final laps. There's Maniac shooting for Brian Hewitt, goes too deep into 1 and 2. Just loses the back end on corner exit. And let's get a word with our top 3. Starting with third place, Andrew Thornton. Andrew, I gotta say, luck's made you work for it tonight.
Oh, yeah, we were playing the mind games there at the end and who was going to cross who over, and I'm glad that worked out for me because in hindsight it should have just picked me up and turned me around, but I've had terrible luck finishing races this season, so to be on the podium's nice.
Well, man, it is great to see you back on the podium in a heck of a battle, buddy. Congratulations.
Yeah, you might want to go ahead and tech these 2 front cars. You know, I know it is their night. They're the setup builders. I kind of feel like they may have something fishy going on, but, you know, I'm supposed to be impartial here.
We'll see what we can do about it. Congratulations, bud.
Thanks, Doug.
Kendrick Cryer brings it home in second. Kendrick, you led a lot of laps there, but just not the one that mattered the most.
No, not at all. Austin, this is his home track. He should win here. So
you would think.
I was surprised that I outqualified him by like 1/1000th of a second. We were going back and forth at the kind of the beginning parts of the race. That was fun, but we'll take second here. We'll move on to the tournament.
Well, man, a heck of a run and one heck of a show tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Austin Edwards. Austin, not surprised to see you in victory lane, especially at this track.
Yeah, you know, Doug, this is one of my favorites. It's my home track, but, you know, when Kendrick Cryer comes into town, you got to be perfect. So, luckily, I was about as perfect as you could get.
You definitely were, although we did see one bobble going off into turn 3 about the middle of the race, and you lost a little bit of ground, but didn't seem to matter much. You ran him back down and got past him when it mattered.
Yeah, you know, these legend cars are pretty fun because they're really sensitive, really unpredictable, and, you know, we get to tracks like this, they're a little bit draft sensitive, as Kendrick's costing me a new frame right now, but, you know, when you come to these tracks, it's really hard to be the leader because they get the draft behind you and then run right back up on you, but, I had a couple close calls, close saves, but had just enough of a gap in the last 25 I could run away from him, and, luckily he hit the wall more than I did, so he could run away.
Well, yeah, Andrew was congratulating you. He also said your car needs to go to tech, by the way.
Yeah, it's gonna not pass anymore. He's okay, we'll pull out our 5th car for the year. It's just how it goes around here.
Well, man, great job and a great win. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, Doug.
Austin Edwards back in victory lane. That is likely to move him up into second and maybe into the points lead. After tonight, time will tell. But folks, stick around. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in just a few minutes with the tour mods from IRP. Don't go anywhere.